Today we have traveled up the avenue to the heart of the village of Addison at the intersection of Lake and Mill Road. Really a historic area here in the village. What's here behind me is a mainstay, a beloved part of life here in the Village of Friendship, and that would be Millie's Pancake Shop. It's been here since the late 50s, and here it still stands. And look at how charming and welcoming it is. This is immediately apparent. It's time for us to explore this iconic establishment in more detail. I'm sure that many of you are like my brother and I who have known this place for years. We grew up here, so we remember Millie's ever since we were tykey tykes. So we're delighted to go into this place, really explore all the many things that it has to offer, and we hope that you will join us. All right, the beginnings of an omelet treat. So that's kind of a batter-ish thing that you're adding in there?
Yeah, so what we do is, that's kind of what gives it its fluffy texture and expands the size of it to the enormous omelet that we provide here.
Very cool. That's the secret treat there. So here we have one of the beautiful omelets that they churn out here at Millie's. We have here sort of a classic combination, a Denver-ish omelet of sorts with ham, green pepper, onion, as well as the addition of cheese. And you can just see at this point by looking at it, it has this extra fluff quality that you simply don't see in your standard run-of-the-mill omelet. And that's because of this secret batter stuff that they add along with the egg when they're preparing this. So just to look at it immediately, you can tell it's a special treat. And just to further showcase the unique nature of this omelet, check out this edge here, which really looks like a pancake. So you see the batter characteristic coming through, and yet if you look at the innards, clearly it's egg. So again, this sort of dual personality it has that the batter and the egg combination create, it is amazing. And when one is enjoying breakfast, it is essential that the hash brown accompaniment also be delicious. And that's exactly what we have here, delicious hash browns. You can absolutely tell, not just by looking at them, but certainly also when you taste these treats, that they are the real deal. They are simply potatoes that were freshly shredded here and grilled lovingly and to perfection. Nothing frozen about this. We all know what that tastes like, the big Gordon Food Service gigantic frozen shredded hash brown bag. This is the antithesis to that. This is perfect. So this was actually remarkable. I should say it is remarkable because I'm still enjoying this, and I will be enjoying every little morsel of this treat. It's incredible the difference it makes having this batter element combined with the egg. Now, you might be inclined to think that that's really going to weigh it down. Like you've got this heavy batter concoction with the eggs and the vegetables, but somehow they managed to still make it incredibly airy. It has a fluffiness to it. You can tell the batter's there, but it really just comes off as a neat accompaniment to the egg. So the essence of the omelet is not lost. It's just like it has another friend that came to play and join the party. I've never had an omelet quite like this, and I'm really digging the batter element. What's nice is that if you are an egg purist, and we understand certainly there might be some of you out there, and that's perfectly your right, you certainly can just ask that they refrain from adding the batter and give you a straight, regular, traditional omelet. Another note about the Millie's omelets is that they do have the ever in vogue option of the egg white omelet. More and more people are into this now. It certainly is a healthier, cholesterol-free alternative. So of course, if you order the egg white variety, that will be batter-free as well. So you have all sorts of omelet options to explore here at Millie's. So the Millie's pancake menu offers the whole gamut, the whole variety of breakfast treats. So you have your eggs and omelet specialties along with waffles, crepes, their signature item, of course, being pancakes. When it comes to pancakes, it's truly fascinating because they have such an assortment of intrigue when it comes to the pancakes. So in addition to your traditional, we also have Swedish, Bohemian, and French varieties. The German Dutch pancake, which is one of their absolute iconic items that we will be exploring. Potato pancakes, who doesn't love those? Nice traditional recipe here. And then something that I had a chance to try on another visit here to Millie's were the whole kernel corn cakes. Very intrigued with these, and I absolutely love them. So this nice, fluffy, airy pancake batter. And yes, it had nice, fresh, sweet corn kernels throughout. In fact, I asked my server about them at the time, and she said it's sort of a split camp. Either you think they're a little too odd for you, or you're obsessed with them. So I happen to fall into the obsessed camp. I thought they were amazing. I couldn't decide if I wanted syrup on them or not, because the corn does give them a natural sweetness. So I simply took turns. I just made like a little syrup dippable pool for myself on the side and kind of alternated between syrup dip and straight up. And they were absolutely delicious. So unique pancakes as well as traditional breakfast items here on the menu.
So we have the cast iron pan. So what we do, it goes in there for about 5 minutes. We let it warm up, and then once it's warm, then we'll get it buttered, and then we'll drop the batter inside of it. So we'll give it about 5 minutes and go from there.
Sounds perfect.
Okay.
This is the special batter. Okay.
Yeah.
Special batter for the German pancake. Making an appearance. As the skillet emerges, the batter shall go in. Beautiful.
So that's going to get in there for about 25 minutes.
Okay, now the German Dutch pancake is emerging from the oven. And behold, the German Dutch pancake here at Millie's Pancake Shop. This is one of their signature historic treats. This is absolutely dreamy. It's amazing. So you look at this and you see that, first of all, it is gargantuan, but what's so delightful about this is that it actually is amazingly light. If you look at the wrapping here, the actual pancake cover, it's almost crepe-like. It is so thin and airy. And so this is simply resting ever so deftly on what is a mountain of apples. These are delicious. They're just perfectly baked fresh apples with cinnamon infusion. You don't have a lot of crazy, like gooey, sweet syrup going on here at all. In fact, you have none. It's just pure ingredients, simple recipe, which is what you want, because everything is so perfect the way it is. This combination needs nothing else. You don't need crazy adornments all over the place, because the ingredients are simple and perfect. And we've got a smattering of powdered sugar on here. We have added some maple syrup to give it just a nice extra boost, which is delicious. And I also want to mention, when you look at these outside ridges here, it's kind of like a canyon ridge kind of a thing. You might be a little scared, like, okay, how's this thing to eat? Is this gonna like tear my mouth apart? Not at all, friends. It's actually quite delightful. It's very light, it crushes like no problem. And what's great is it adds another level of texture to this, because I like having this little crunchy bit to contrast with this nice soft crepe and then the nice apples inside. So you have nice flavors and textures going on in this beautiful, huge baked treat. Speaking of the baking, it does take about 25 minutes to prepare, well worth every moment. If you would like, you can certainly call ahead if you have those crazy breakfast jitters and need to eat the minute you get here. They'd be happy to accommodate your order ahead of time. Customers do come from all over for this treat. It is well known. So if you have not experienced the baked Dutch apple pancake here at Millie's, it is high time you did. Perhaps you don't think of Millie's Pancake Shop when you're making your lunch plans. But you know what? It's time that you start thinking about Millie's for lunch, because they have an awesome lunch menu. You can see their selections here, beautiful sandwich offerings, including a caprese sandwich, that very nice combo of fresh mozzarella, tomato, and pesto. Again, you wouldn't think of a caprese-themed sandwich here at Millie's Pancake Shop, but it shows you the unique offerings and how they've expanded their horizons. They also have salads, their homemade soup, and the centerpiece here is the create-your-own burger. We saw the burgers on the grill, nice, hefty, juicy, and you have a variety of ingredients that you can choose to adorn your burger, including the king of them all, which would be the fried egg. So Millie's Pancake Shop for lunch, absolutely. Time to start planning. We're already enjoying ourselves immensely here at Millie's, and yet to top it all off, we have a gift shop here that we have to check out, filled with delightful trinkets of all kinds. Let's have a look. So you're immediately greeted by a sign declaring that it's time for the Fall Festival. So it's really fun to see the autumnal theme throughout many of the goodies here. Speaking of goodies, I love how you're greeted at this point also with classic candy. This is like the stuff that candy legends are made of. You've got the great Necco Wafer, truly an American classic. And check this out. Who knew that there was a chocolate version? Actually, Bro and I were not even aware. So here's suddenly a life-changing Necco Wafer experience. And then when you have stuff like the Pop Rocks, which we were always obsessed with as kids, and you've got the lemon heads going on and the Razzles, yay! This is just fun, classic candy treats, and this is just the beginning. Look at all the other things here that are awaiting us. It is amazing, the array of trinkets that they have here in this space. Every nook that you look in has some sort of specialty, unique item, great for looking for that special gift for someone. So we've got everything from ceramic ware to candles, even things like soaps and hand lotions. And we also have things like neat coffee mugs, wine glass type winery things. So really a huge variety. Toy items as well for the kiddies of both a stuffed and non-stuffed nature. So it really adds to have a neat space like this with neat trinkets to complement the old-fashioned and very homey feel of Millie's Pancake Shop. So if candles and lotion and jewelry type things aren't your cup of tea, check out the other fun things they've got up here for the Chicago sports enthusiasts. Nice mugs and glasses for Bulls fans, Bears fans alike. And look at this, again, if you're not into like the autumn leaf thing and you're more into the look at this. He's serious. I think this is Matt Slauson, I have to say. He's trying center for the first time. He had one blown snap. Don't do that again, Matt. Get better. Wasn't his fault he had to step in at the last second. He's got it now. And check this out, even Millie's coffee is special. Here, their exclusive proprietary blend is available for you to purchase by the pound to enjoy in the comfort and warmth of your own home. And now we are joined by the owner of Millie's Pancake Shop. This is Mr. Jim Duda. If we could please start talking about the history of Millie's, certainly a historical place, the oldest restaurant in town for sure. So what do we know about the origins of Millie's?
So the original owner, Millie, opened Millie's in the late 1950s. And my grandma started out working here, and then in 1963 decided she wanted to purchase the restaurants. And Millie eventually wanted to go start opening up restaurants in other parts of the country, which was why she went to Lake Delavan and then went to Florida. So my grandma bought it in 1963, and so over time, my uncle bought it from her, and then she worked here for, forever. She was a mainstay here, and we still keep her picture up by the register because everyone knew Vern. And so then my aunt bought it from my uncle, and then that's where we were up until the last 3 months when, she's getting ready to retire, and I don't think I could ever drive through town and see anything else other than Millie's here. So about a year ago when we started discussing it, I said I would absolutely love to keep this going and keep Millie's in Addison, and it's a huge part of our family. We used to come up here as kids with grandma, and we'd have breakfast with her. And the nice thing is you always come here and you always run into family, whether it's my uncle who still cooks on the weekends, or my aunt who comes in and helps out, or my sister helps and waitresses on the weekend. And, the other waitresses and cooks and bus staff are all through people that we've known. So it's always been what has been amazing about the restaurant, and I'm glad that we can keep going for the next 50 years as, it's just a great feeling to be able to do.
That's wonderful. It makes it that much more special when it's really part of the fabric of your family. This is your whole heritage here. So it means even that much more to you, and really makes this place much more special, even for the customers, because you really get that feeling when you're here. It really is homey in the truest sense of the word, and that really explains it. So for you as a kid, you've been sort of present always in and out of Millie's. You've known about it for years. So now that you've officially taken the helm, how's that different for you from this perspective?
Well, clearly when I'm a busboy, when you're 13, 14, 15, you just do what you're supposed to do, clean the dishes, refill waters, and you don't really think about the ins and outs of food purchasing and, staff management and just the overall day-to-day operations. And that's something that I'm still working on getting, a better handle of. But it's much different. There's, But again, what's nice is that we've been here for so long that we do things pretty much in the same way, with the minor upgrades and certain things, but we've always done it the same way, and it's what's worked. It's for us, it's what's going to continue to work.
Very nice. We thoroughly enjoyed the meal that we had today with both the omelet as well as the Dutch apple baked pancake, both incredible. The menu itself, as far as the mainstay part of it, the breakfast type items, is that largely intact as it has been through the decades of Millie's?
Oh, absolutely. The recipes are all original. They're, the note cards that they're on some of them are hard to read and we've got to rewrite them, but we've added some small things, recently, like a breakfast burrito. We've added, special pancake items like Nutella crepes for the month of October, or Nutella with crepes with bananas. So we're just trying some, interesting things to change it up, but the entire, the menu itself is staying intact. And the only thing that we really revamped was the lunch menu. With such a big business presence in Addison and a large community of people that, if for the most part come in for the breakfast items, we've started doing lunch because it's, we want to be able to provide both options for people. So it's having a good start, and we're very excited about it.
And again, talking about a home-cooked meal, even your soups are homemade from scratch.
Yep. So our cook Jose does homemade soups. He builds them from scratch each day, and with a wide variety of things that he he seems to have a really big toolbox of items that he can throw in there, and they're amazing. He really does a nice job with the soups.
Very, very nice. And I must tell you how blown away I was by this omelet that we had. I honestly have never had an omelet where you've got this sort of batter dynamic mixed in with the egg, and it was fantastic.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Very, very much. Good. So other popular things on the menu, as far as your customers go, what are some of the other things that they tend to clamor for on the Millie's lineup?
So the other major items that are generally are super treat or super duper treat, which gives you kind of a combination of what we've always done really well, which are, eggs, some kind of meat, hash browns, and a stack of buttermilk pancakes on the side. So you get a combination of everything, and it's very filling. There's a lot of food there, and it gives you a taste of pretty much everything that we do here at Millie's.
Very nice. And one final thing we'd like to mention, my bro and I are obsessed with corned beef. We always have been. We love corned beef. We've had it in Cleveland and raved about it, Baltimore, but really, we're kind of obsessed. There's no other way to put it. We love corned beef. And it's amazing what an array of types of corned beef there are. Some simply just aren't not that good. You can tell the ones that are gristly, that are sodium laced, they're just not as good as the real deal. And frankly, we could tell looking at that slab of corned beef that was in your kitchen, seeing one of your chefs hand cut this thing, it was remarkable. We were very impressed with the corned beef.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tell that you put great pride into your ingredients to make sure your finished product is the ultimate.
Well, absolutely, and it's one of the things that we've always strived for to separate us from everyone else. It's homemade, fresh food that we prepare, ahead of time, that is ready to go, so that the quality is not sacrificed throughout, being able to serve while we're open.
Okay, fantastic. Well, Jim, it's been our pleasure to visit you today. We appreciate your time and your hospitality, and we wish you and all the Millie's family all the best in the years to come.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Hey, hi. How are you doing? Glad you stuck around. Was this not an amazing gem of a place? Millie's Pancake Shop simply is a gem. Not just the food, which is homemade and made from the heart, but the atmosphere is charming, calming, relaxing. And if you think about it, friends, in this world of corporate glitz places, everything's like cookie cutter convenience foods, in and out, whether it's fast food or what they call like fast casual. This is all that we see around us now, and unfortunately that means the art of homemade cooking gets lost. Here we have a third generation run business, homemade cooking in a beautifully congenial, relaxed atmosphere. This is something not to be overlooked. We are so blessed to have Millie's Pancake Shop running alive and well here in Addison. So friends, whether it's breakfast or lunch, even better, try it for both, because it's double awesome if you do that. Millie's Pancake Shop on Lake Street in Addison at the corner of Lake and Mill Roads, a classic and short jaunt up the avenue.